So we got to see 2 episodes. The first episode, and I don't know.
You get to see 2 episodes. I haven't seen any of the episodes.
Really?
I haven't seen shit I've done ADR on.
So well, I will tell you make quite the Hermione. Or wait, you called it something different.
I've seen that bit.
Hermione.
Hermione? Does that joke actually work?
I thought it was pretty fun.
Okay.
Well, it is kind of fun to see like TC and Jordan way back in the day.
Sure.
And some fun stuff like that.
I totally forgot about that. That was the first thing we shot. I've only seen that because when we did the last scene of that episode, they have it on the TV. But I've seen nothing else of that episode. I don't even remember what happens in that episode. I have no idea. How
do you like doing ADR for a show like this? Is it just shouting out medical terms, or like even like shouting while you're on location, like repelling from something?
I think ADR always sucks a little bit, but we haven't had to do that much this year at all. I think our sound guys are great, so we haven't had to do that much, which is important. Because I'm not a huge fan of ADR, but ADR is kind of I've had to do stuff on different shows where you have to do like an entire 5 or 6 line monologue, and it's all on you because of the way they've edited it, and you gotta like try and match the whole thing, and that's hard. So this show, it's not so bad. A lot of our stuff is kind of if it is some shouting stuff, or it's off screen type stuff, or just because it's too much movement. So it's not bad. So
when you guys got picked up for season 2, how did you find out? Were you surprised at all?
No, I actually kind of, because I only began to understand American television, so I'm just trying to figure out how it works. So I think by the time we'd done episode 3 or 4, it was doing quite well, so we kind of expected that we might do. So people seem to like it. So we would have been surprised if they didn't, because I think they would have been stupid too, because people liked it. So.
And now you're moving to a new time, and
yeah, which would be interesting, right? And again, I think we're up against some interesting shows, though. So we'll see what happens.
How has the episode number count changed anything for you? Do you get to kind of explore more elements of the character and draw things out?
Yeah, I think it actually does. I think that it allows you to spend more time, because a lot of stuff, it was quite an intense 8 episodes, and we suddenly went straight at like the whole PTSD thing happened quite quickly. And it was, you don't have a lot of time to spread stuff out. And like with Brendan's character as well, and everyone's characters, you don't get an awful lot of time in 8 episodes with 7 or 8 characters to really kind of flesh out certain story arcs. So I think with 14, there's more time. So we got more time with TC and Jordan before you want to create any kind of bombastic, crazy stuff, and you get more time with get to know the characters better. I think that's important. So it gives you a bit more, gives you a certain calmness about it.
Last year, you told me you were most looking forward to exploring the darker sides of TC. Did we see that kind of in 7 and 8, or do things get darker in season 2?
I think you can always go darker. I flip-flop between wanting to do the dark stuff, and then you do the dark stuff, and you get exhausted and go, can I just do some light stuff? And it's like, I'll just smile a little bit. So this is the next episode we're doing. I'm in a good mood because there's a lightness to this episode which I enjoy, because a couple of the previous ones we've already shot this season have been a bit heavy. Did you see the one with DB? Is that episode 2? Is that 3?
We saw the one where you rescue that kid.
The wire. Okay, see, I think episode 3 is quite heavy.
And then the one with the elevator.
Right. Well, I think episode 3 becomes super intense again for TC's point of view, from a PTSD thing. And then he kind of calms down a bit because Jordan and TC, we spend a bit more time on them, and he kind of puts his focus into Jordan. So then the episode we're doing right now is a bit more light from my point of view, which is actually nice, because you can't play everything too dark. You just get fed up and just get exhausted.
I actually saw a picture you posted on Instagram a while ago of something that looked like a lot of fun, a zombie run.
Oh yeah.
Because I've done one, and I'll tell you,
done a zombie run?
It was
I was meant to do one last year. It looked awesome.
It was one of the most unsafe things I've ever done, and really? I saw like quite a handful of people break ankles and things like that.
Yeah, because you're just fucking it through the darkness, right? And getting chased by people.
Pitch black
and people are all drunk, right? So yeah.
There was a lot.
I was meant to do it in Ireland in October last year, and we came back, and I was filming in Morocco, and I was because a couple of my buddies are doing it, and he was like, he had a great time. They're just running through this park, totally hammered. You're not meant to be hammered, but of course, I don't in America, but in Ireland everyone's hammered, and yeah, it's like, it sounds crazy. It looks like good fun.
Is that what happens in that episode? People just get hurt, or is there some sort of like big disaster?
In that episode, there's more of an actual disaster that happens, but there is people. Yeah, but there's like 50 people coming into the hospital with broken stuff, and people high on mushrooms and all sorts of stuff, and you got like
dressed as zombies.
This
is going to be my kind of episode.
Just kind of walking around, like walking into walls because they're all high and stuff. And it's like, all right, great.
No big deal.
I liked it as well. Yeah. Well, that was when I put the pictures of the weird woman, right? Yeah.
Saw a couple of those.
Yeah.
How has it been learning Spanish? Because I've been hearing a lot about that you guys are actually getting into that a little more now.
Well, yeah, I've started learning Spanish only a couple weeks ago. We did a little bit, but anything I've had to do so far in the episodes, I've just learned it phonetically, and it's been fine. So I speak with a French, and I've done phonetic Italian before, so phonetically Spanish is okay, I think. But I started learning Spanish about a month ago, so it's getting there.
Can you speak much at all?
No.
Because the only thing I heard you say was like, "My name is TC."
Oh, todo va estar bien, or me llamo TC.
That I could figure out.
I think that's all I really said. I haven't had to do too much Spanish yet. It's mainly been on Jill. I mean, I can say stuff like, a derecha and a la izquierda and all that type of stuff, go left and go right, whatever.
It's more than me. I have uno más because I went to the Dominican Republic one time, and uno más, that's it.
Uno más, that's it. Uno más, me one more time, right?
Whatever it is.
Yes.
How have the stunts been for you this time around? Do you get to do more of it?
Yeah, they've been okay. I want to do more stuff on the motorbike, but we've done some cool stuff this year. The rappelling stuff in episode 1 was actually a lot of fun.
But doesn't he give up the motorcycle?
Yeah, because he's a moron. He's losing a bet. But he'll get it back. Don't worry about it.
Okay, good. I was hoping so.
He needs to get that back, right? Yeah.
So how much of that rappelling do you do yourself?
I did a lot of that myself. I had never rappelled before, and they just let me do it. We had a stunt guy for 1 or 2 bits of it, but mainly they let me do it myself. So they have to have stunt guys just in case you're breaking your ankle and everyone's fine. So
makes sense. I think it would screw up the production just
a little
bit,
right? Yeah.
Are you outside of the hospital more so than inside, compared to last season at least?
No, things are the same. Like in this episode, the one we're shooting right now, there's about 2 days outside shooting wise, so we got a good chunk of it outside. I always get stuck in the outside night stuff, which has been fun in December and January in Albuquerque, and it's been cold.
I hear it's been snowing here quite a bit too.
It sucks. When it's cold, it sucks. When it's warm, this place is awesome. When it's cold, it sucks.
I did get to run outside yesterday, which was quite the plus.
Yeah, I went running out today.
I hear you're a big runner.
Yeah, I like running. Yeah. I used to do a lot of athletics when I was a kid. So, you drive into the studio and it's all that whole either side of the bridge. There's just like fucking tracks running everywhere, and there's coyotes everywhere and hares, and it's great. It's beautiful.
I wouldn't mind running through that.
Yeah, I ran there about a month ago, and there's like 4 coyotes kind of followed me for a few hundred yards.
I can't tell if that's like just a little scary.
I wasn't sure.
It's like the start of a horror movie.
I wasn't sure if it was okay or not. I was like, it's just coyotes, but there was 4 of them, and I was like, all right. But it was during the afternoon. It was like 3:30, 4 o'clock, and there's like a valley, and I was running through the valley, and then they crossed over and kind of ran along the ledge for a while, and only about 100 meters, but I wasn't sure if it was cool or not. I was like, I guess he's all right. So
are there any rules that TC needs to abide by after coming back from his suspension? Is there anything he's not allowed to do that he did during season 1?
When he first comes back, he's not... well, you've seen episode 1, so when he first comes back, he's not technically...
He's not there.
Yeah, but then he kind of just comes back in because he's awesome, so it's like, they just decide it's fine. I think it's more hassle than it's worth to not let him do stuff. Right. So,
that seems to be the case.
Yeah, it seems to be right. It's like this is too much hard work to not. But I think there's more of a respect from TC towards Scott this year, even though there's still Scott TC at loggerheads. I think there's a development between the two of them having a bit more respect for each other as people, which means that he does let Scott do the surgeries and isn't as dogmatic about being in his face.
Is his relationship with Dr. Chavez completely different?
Yeah. Dr. Chavez is just fun.
It's a fun new addition there.
Yeah. They just get on, right? Because you can't knock it on with Adam Rodriguez, right? He's just he's chill.
And how about his relationship with Jill's character? Because I think you also told me last time that you didn't really know what happened to them specifically to make them end their relationship, and we never really get to find out. And she mentions at some point that she gives up everything for TC, but we never actually narrow down what everything is.
Right. I think what's really important about this year with Jordan and TC is that you kind of believe why they're together and why they're in love and why they do things for each other. And it's very important that TC gives her something back and is supportive of her, otherwise it becomes a very one-dimensional relationship. So I think definitely the start of this season is about TC focusing on Jordan and trying to be less selfish about focusing on his own stuff. But that's also gonna be a negative thing because he puts so much effort into the two of them and puts so much importance on everything to do with Jordan and TC as an entity. But I think it is very important we learn more about why they're together and learn more about their past together and learn more about things that have happened. But it's very important that it's a kind of a relationship. It's a give and take thing, not just Jordan trying to look after TC all the time.